Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. And on today's top tips for DMs, we're going to be looking at one-shots. So, let's get started. With one-shots, you have a very limited time to get all your players through a whole adventure. So one of the ways that you can help to hurry it up and make the game a little shorter is to cut off the introductions. Start your party at the door to whatever dungeon or wherever their adventure is, and just do a brief description of why they're here, how they got here, and why they're working together. That way, they can be introduced really quickly because they're already on a team and on a mission. And this will cut off a lot of time, as introductions can take way more time than you might think. With one-shots, you're not going to have time for your players to wander around not sure what they're doing or wondering what they should do next. The storyline for one-shots has to be simple and easy to follow. There can't be that many plot twists or that much mystery. It works best if your players know what they're doing, where they're going, and where they need to go to get there. And that doesn't mean that there can't be surprises or stuff that your party didn't expect. It just means that it has to be clear how they can keep moving. It is very, very difficult to try and figure out how much time a combat encounter is going to take. And it's really important to make sure that you don't put too many into your one shot. How many you have depends greatly on how long the one shot you're running is. But if you make sure to not put in that many, then it'll be a lot easier to run and you'll probably have a better idea of how much time it's going to take. And if you want to cut down how much time the combat you do have takes, then a really neat trick is to lower the HP of whatever creatures you're using and raise their attack. That way they don't last nearly as long, but they still do a lot of damage, so the stakes are still really high. Being able to adjust the area that your one-shot is set in will help you a lot when it comes to time management. If you have a 5-room dungeon, then try and make some of those rooms not have anything really important to the story in it, so that if you're running out of time, then you can slot some of those rooms out, and your 5-room dungeon will become a 3-room dungeon really quickly and really easily. Having a couple tricks like this that means that you can cut down the time, or even having rooms that you can slot in with interesting stuff in them in case you're running ahead of schedule. Stuff like this will really help with time management, and it'll give you a lot more control when you're actually in game and have to worry about the time. With one-shots, it is best if you can keep the focus on a very small area. Even if your players are in a town or city for a one-shot, then have it focused on a small part of the town or city, and don't go into much detail about the rest of it. You don't want your players to go there. You want them to stay where the main focus of the story is. So make the rest of it as boring, uninteresting, and unhelpful, and clearly not the direction that they're meant to go, as possible. If you make their world as small as possible, then they're going to wander around in the little world that you have given them, and they're going to continue in the story much, much faster than if you give them a wide world with lots of other things to do and other people to talk to. But there we go, that's the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was helpful and that you enjoyed it. And if you did, then I'd be really grateful if you'd consider giving it a like, or even subscribing to my channel. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time.